Oh, of course.
Welcome back, Artemaniacs. We are live here with a watch along. It is the Texas Rangers here at at Progressive Field. That is the top of the seventh here coming up. We are tied 2-2 here on this beautiful, very hot June the 30th. It's me, Gary Fair, with ES Green. What's going on, man?
Not too much. Just staying in out of this heat wave.
Yeah, man, it is a hot one out there. And when it's hot, it's time for some good baseball.
Yeah. Okay.
So here we are. It's a 2-2 tie.
Now.
Say that again.
The ball will be flying now.
You say that, but we're at a 2-2 game. So we're waiting for it to start. Yeah.
2 home runs, right?
Yeah, so I get, the ball is flying. You hope that they have, a few more hits, but,
DeGrom is pitching like DeGrom, so.
For sure. And Bibby's pitching well, right?
This is a good game. The last couple series have just been like the best baseball, like all year. The White Sox series was great. Who was after that one? That was good too, whoever that was.
We played the Mariners. That was a good series.
Mariners,
and it was pretty cool too with the Mariners series. I know that Josh Naylor got a little bit of grief there, but I don't know. That was fun, man. I love when there's a little bit of confrontation in baseball.
It got my heart rate going a little more. I'm thinking, we could see something here, man. We might see some action, And
oh, for sure. I think there needs to be more fights in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, hockey's got it right with that,
Well,
maybe Tim Anderson had the right idea. So I think Anderson might try to sue. Listen, I had that idea first, throwing down gloves.
Yeah, listen, fighting in baseball but it's not Tim Anderson's thing, man. There's a lot of good fights in baseball before Tim Anderson. There's Robin Ventura and Nolan Ryan. There's the guy
Pierzynski and Barrett. That was a great one when they collided at the plate and he stood up to him and just like punched Pierzynski right in the face. And
oh, for sure. Who's the guy that did the drag bunt down the first base line so that he could knock out the pitcher as he came to field it? It was like in the 70s or 80s. You know who I'm talking? It's a famous video.
Yes. I've seen it just a bunch of times recently too, because I've been watching all those baseball clips, YouTube clips and stuff. I cannot remember who it was, but yeah, like he just went straight after the pitcher.
For sure. Then there's like Pedro Martinez pulling down Don Zimmer. I mean, there's a lot of good action in baseball, and there hasn't been that in a while. So I like in baseball, listen, nothing egregious where somebody gets hurt, but I like for there to be a little bit of, I like for there to be, some
emotion
in baseball, some emotion. Baseball is like one of the first sports to have all those analytics, and it baseball got a little too nerdy in a way. And we need some more oafs in baseball.
I was realizing the same thing, that they're talking about Jacob deGrom, and I realized I never really appreciated him pitching. I never really appreciated a lot of these guys, but as somebody who does fantasy baseball and just looks at numbers, I don't get that. I feel like there's a disconnect there. So I'm looking forward to watching more of these guys more. And I'm going to pay attention more to these guys' careers while they're here.
For sure.
Because it just seemed to fly by. And I'm like, man, he is good. I've watched him pitch this game. And I didn't have time to watch a lot of games when I'm raising kids, but so, now got the time.
And with Jacob deGrom specifically too, it's like, he had some really good years with the Mets, and then, he's almost had like a second career here with the Rangers.
Right.
And now that he's not in the New York market, you don't hear so much about him, and how that New York pitching staff with the Mets was supposed to be incredible.
Yeah.
And through injury, it seems like every 15, 20 years, New York will have a pitching staff like that, which, it's supposed to come up and it's going to be incredible. And then injuries for one reason or another, decimates that with the Mets. They're snake bitten.
Been very unfortunate.
before that was, Jason Isringhausen and those guys. And Isringhausen ended up being a really good relief pitcher, but and I can't think of the other guys that were supposed to be part of that rotation. But the Mets have had a couple times where these guys are supposed to be, this incredible rotation, and for one reason or another, mostly it's because of injuries.
Mhm.
It just doesn't happen.
Like Syndergaard.
We had Syndergaard here for a minute.
Yeah, we did. Yep,
we did. And I think that was
8 or 9 games here.
Yeah, there was the same season that they traded him they traded DeGrom over to Texas. And I remember just being bummed, like, oh, maybe we could have gotten DeGrom. I think it was the same season, could have been maybe 5-6 years ago. But either way, in Isringhausen, what was that? Early 2000s, late 90s. There was a left-hander in there too somewhere.
Because he was in Moneyball. I think he was on the Athletics still. So that was where he was doing his closing.
Yeah. So it was 90s, and then he was supposed to be really good with the Mets.
Yeah.
Starting pitcher. And there was a left-hander in there too. I don't remember what his name was. But there's always a couple of guys there that just for one reason or another, and sometimes with the bat too, David Wright never ended up being the Hall of Famer that a lot of people thought he was going to be, and it was because of injury. Mets have been, snake bitten. So yeah, it's nice to try and enjoy these guys while they're here.
Because it's difficult to have a long career. I mean, how many guys, sure. 3 years of sustained is probably what the average is for a star player. I mean, you got guys that don't even, of course, your guys that come in and don't even make it.
Mm-hmm.
But to have 3 good years, to me, that's like, hey, you made it in the league. You made it. But the more you can put together, obviously, the better.
I mean, and in baseball, it's the way it's set up too. You got to have more than 3 good years if you want to hit free agency.
Yep.
That's probably one of those things that the players are trying to fix here too with the CBA coming up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily like that it is like that, I guess, with like football and basketball. But, if you're not taken in the first round, you only got to do it for a couple of years in football, because after 4 years, you're a free agent.
Right.
Basketball, it's 4 or 5 years. In baseball, you got 7 years. You have to, not only do you have to get through the minors, but you have to have 7 years or 6 years now of service time. 7 years, I think, is the old. 6 years of service time in Major League Baseball. That's a long time to get out to the
that's
to
past
the free
arbitration,
market.
right?
Yeah, to get out to the free market, 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's a tough road for Major League Baseball players to get out there and to make their money. So right now we're looking at the Guardians and the Rangers. It is a 2-2 game. We got a guy out there on the first base side of the outfield, made a really nice catch in the outfield if the Guardians are looking for some more outfield help. We got a pop fly out there to left field, and the Guards have put him away. We are still tied at 2 with a man left on second.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks as though... All right, so Cooper Engel has forgotten how many outs there were and caught the ball in left field and threw it into the stands, allowing the runner from second to score. So the Guardians are now down 3-2.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? I must be behind on my stream. I can't believe that they said his defense was bad, but that's ridiculous.
So yeah, I just looked down. I thought maybe because I saw him throw the ball.
There's the guy who making that. What a catch! You're right. Thing almost pulled him right over the deck.
So, I saw Cooper Engel throw it into the crowd and thought, oh, wow, okay, so the inning's over. The inning is not over. Cooper Engel makes a catch in left field and throws the ball into the stands, allowing the runner from second to score. So the Guardians are now down 3-2.
Wow.
Dan Tanner Bybee is visibly upset, throwing his hands up in the air, just pissed at pissed at Engel. As well he should be.
Look at how poor him. He's like, his face is so red right now. And it should be. Like, that's embarrassing.
And they are just replaying it and replaying it. I mean, talk about like a lapse in. I mean, that's not being bad defense. That's
mental mistakes. It's not paying attention.
That's just not knowing where you are in the game.
Basic stuff.
That could cost them.
Yeah.
That's something that, especially with what's going on with the White Sox right now, this is a close race. If they lose this, they lose the division by a game.
And you point to this.
This is the,
Oof.
Wow.
Cooper Angle might find himself playing somewhere else.
Like I don't know if you're the manager how you don't pull a guy out of a game for that.
Maybe after this inning.
Not after the inning. You pull a guy.
I hear what you're saying.
You pull a guy immediately. You make a statement. You pay attention to what's going on in the game, or it's not as if he did it with like no guys on, or a guy
gave up a run.
Third. He
gave up a run
off the tie.
The game.
He gave up the go-ahead
run. Yeah, it's
in the 7th inning.
And a team like this that struggles, or do you let him try to bat and redeem himself?
I don't know.
I'm always a good redemption story.
I don't know. I don't know what you guys out there are thinking. If you would want him to redeem himself here,
would you pull him immediately?
Yeah,
in the middle of the inning, or would you let him finish the inning like they did? And he's supposed to be second up this inning, so we'll see. We'll shortly see.
All right, so it looks like Bibee gets him out of here. So that's obviously an unearned run.
Yeah, I would have to think so. That's got to be an error.
Right, that's an error.
Is it a 2-base error? Because he technically went from third.
So that would be what? That would I don't know if that. Yeah, it's got to be a 2-base error.
Mm-hmm. Oof, not a good look.
Yeah, that one's just I don't know what to say.
Right. Well, I got a little hypothetical question to ask you.
Yeah.
Say you're in the stands and you catch a home run from the opposing team. Is it going back on the field or in your pocket? You keeping that, or you?
It goes in your pocket, bro. Come on.
Yeah. Okay.
First of all, I'm not letting. Well, it depends on. It depends.
Who it is.
It depends on who it is, and what the home run means in the game.
Right.
I definitely, it depends on where I'm at. If I don't think I can, if it's hit far enough, dude, I'm going to be 46 years old. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to hit a little kid in the head with a ball.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? But, if I can make it and, it's probably going in my pocket.
Yeah. That's a smart move. I think any sane person would.
Yeah, for sure, man. Unless it's like, if it's a Yankee game or something and it's in the playoffs and it like ties the game up, or it's, something like that, then maybe that ball's going back on the field. If it's a pivotal, if it's something for the crowd, you know what I mean? But if it's just like a regular.
The crowd could be relentless. The peer pressure there, man. Send it back. You might give. I could give in. I could see that. Be like, all right,
for sure.
Shit, gone.
Yeah, for sure. Now, what if Cooper Angle throws that ball out to you and you're the one that catches what he just did, that ball might go back.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. I'm
I might be throwing that one back at him. Like, hey, stupid.
Make sure Cooper keeps this next to the one where he got the hit.
Yeah, for sure. This is the hey, stupid ball.
The reality check.
Oh my gosh. All right, so we got Khalil Watson. He's up, man. He has been looking good here.
I think he's a 7-game hit streak right now.
Say that again.
7-game hit streak, I believe, right now.
Yeah, but he doesn't have one tonight. Ball. Yeah, he came over in that Josh Bell trade. So although that wasn't a very good signing, that ended up working out pretty good for the Guards here.
Yeah, that Josh Bell, I was looking at that recently. It was just interesting. Like, I think it was like 7 million, I think, for that season.
So you paid $7 million.
Doing decent. Yeah, he was doing decent. He was putting up power numbers, but I just don't think he fit in the future. And they were able to move him, which great for a 1-year signing to flip it for somebody that could be cornerstone for years.
For sure.
Hopefully.
All right. So now we got Engel up to bat here. Here is his redemption. See if he can redeem himself. And he did not redeem himself. You had to have pulled him. All right, there we go. So not only I said you got to pull him, but then he grounded out to short, so you had to pull him.
All right. So now do you pull him? Do you not send him back out?
Well, I think you've already you can't send the message should have already been sent. You know
it's like throwing at a guy missing and then throwing at him again.
Yeah, like you missed the opportunity. Well, it's like, it's about like you should have thrown at him the at bat afterwards. You know what I mean? You don't throw at him 3 at bats after.
Right.
And that's kind of where you are now with Engel.
Yeah.
You definitely should have dropped. You should have pulled him out of there immediately.
Or at the end of the inning. Yeah. The multiple options.
I mean, all I know is that in Little League, somebody's dad would have pulled him out immediately.
Yeah.
Cooper Engel throws that ball in the, little Cooper throws that ball in the crowd, and
it's a rough day. Nobody's getting Sundays.
Yeah, dude, no one's getting Dairy Queen after that.
It's cost the team ice cream.
For sure. Oh, dude, Howard's pissed.
Oh, that's funny.
Everybody's angry. So we're hoping that, somebody else on this team can pick it up. But that's been one of the problems on this team is that they, it's great you got DeLauder back, but you're still even when you have everybody healthy on this team, you're just so thin.
Yes. And I was working on some things for the show Thursday. I don't know if we're going to be going live Thursday morning or not this week. But I wanted to show where we were at this time last year.
Mm-hmm.
We were under 500. We were in we were in the middle here right now of a 10-game losing streak.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta say this team's overachieving as well still this year.
For
I
sure.
really believe that. I don't know. These were years where they were supposed to be making the playoffs. It was should have been rebuilding years.
For sure, but they're not. So
nope.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Like you can't treat these like they should be rebuilding years because they're not. You're not rebuilding. You are.
Right. Well, they've been forced to bring this young talent up because these guys that they've had clearly weren't getting it done. So yeah, they're
and you're winning.
I think for now and the future, of course.
Well, yeah, and the future is now. Not to sound whatever reductive or whatever word is that I'm looking for here, but the opportunity. This is the opportunity now to win. You're there already, and you have been. And so you have to continue to do it. It's nice to see Arias hit a home run today. It's nice to see him actually make some contact. Maybe
he's got the pop, he's got the talent.
Well, he can definitely hit the ball far. He can't hit it very often.
Right. Exactly.
And that's been the problem. So you got to go out there and look and see who's available.
Yeah.
And there's some guys out there that are available, just a matter of, the cost.
Right. I mean, Martinez is nice and all. His power surge has been welcome, and he still leads the team with 11 home runs, which is kind of sad.
For sure.
But his 276 on base percentage is just miserable.
For sure.
That's tough. But you do need guys. He's got a 719 OPS, so you do need guys to drive in the runs.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to see him get on base more to make him say he's really arrived now. Martinez is really.
Yeah, I mean, there's guys out there like you could be looking at like Luis. I don't know if I'm going to say his name correctly, but Luis Arias out in San Francisco. He's a guy that hits well every year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about Jordan Alvarez every week.
And I've been
Yeah.
hearing more traction on the Jaron Duran thing.
Yeah.
Um,
I like Jaron Duran a lot. And I think that him and Contreras, why not try and put them together and, get them in a deal together that solves two problems for you.
Where's Contreras playing? Does he play first now, or is he still catching?
I think he plays first and catches.
Gotcha. So, yeah.
So, but you don't ever need him to catch. You have your catchers, right? You're catching. Hedges and Bailey are your catchers, so you can
even have Fry on the bench.
You can platoon him at first base and DH.
Fry has not made an error this year, by the way. I noticed that when I was looking through the stats.
Mm-hmm. There's some guys out there that can help you, that I don't think are going to cost you an arm and a leg. And even if they do, you have an arm and a leg you have some extra arm and legs right now in the minor league system that you can give.
You don't think Alvarez is an arm and leg guy?
Other than Alvarez, really.
I mean, yeah, I would think he would have to be.
But even, yeah.
Other
than Alvarez.
I brought up Casey Schmidt out there in San Francisco as well.
Mm-hmm.
27. He's having a breakout season.
For sure.
They're scuffling.
I mean, I would look at Byron Buxton.
Oh, Buxton, yeah, was when you brought up to Buxton. That would be a big get. He's got a big contract, but that would be. I think doesn't he make $25 million?
He does, but we don't know.
I don't care.
I think that it's a pretty good assumption to think that the CBA next year there's going to be a floor.
Yeah.
I think that's happening. Whether no matter what the Players Association says and whatever is going to go on, there's going to be a floor. If there's going to be a salary cap, there's going to be a salary floor. And the salary cap is probably going to be higher than what the owners offered. And if that's the case, that means the floor is going to be higher. And if that's the case, the floor was already at 170 million. That's 100 million more than what the Guardians are spending. I think this is an opportunity where the Guardians could be going out there, maybe getting some good talent, not cheap, but I don't necessarily know that Minnesota. I don't necessarily know that Minnesota gets the haul for gets a haul for him that they would have gotten 2-3 years ago.
Depends how desperate somebody is for a bat, maybe at the deadline.
For sure. Well, you say that how desperate, but I think Minnesota is more desperate maybe to rid the contract than somebody's desperate to get that bat. He's injury prone. I think a guy that's gonna command a lot is Alvarez.
Mm-hmm.
That's a guy that's gonna command a whole lot.
Buxton leads the AL in home runs right now, 25. That would be Buxton leads the AL in home runs right now at 25.
He sure does, but he's also so injury prone.
Yeah,
and he's got a big contract. So
they're essentially in a rebuild, right? I mean, they're right in the middle. They're in the middle there. They're in third place.
Yeah, but so they're not too. They're pretty far back in third place, though.
Yeah. Wow, Buxton. Yeah, I mean that would be. He seems to be having one of his best years. His OPS is 898.
Mm-hmm. And so you got to figure you would probably put him in at DH, maybe, maybe put him in center field a little bit. I don't know that I would put him too much in the field.
No, I would probably, try to. I mean, depends if he's one of those players that wants to be out there or needs to be out there. Of course, I know some players don't feel like they're part of the game if they're not in the field.
Yeah, absolutely. So you gotta. I mean, there's guys out there.
So I take it back. It's only 15 million. That's way better for Buxton. Okay, 15 million he's owed for the next 2 seasons each.
I thought his contract was much more than that.
Yeah, looks like it says up to 11 million performance and award bonuses available, so it can get up to 26 based on performance and awards. Well, he's leading the AL in home runs. I don't know what that's going to net him, but it's probably going to be. If that's the way I'm understanding this.
Okay.
Like if he makes the All-Star team, he might get up another $2 million. If they make the playoffs, I don't know what his stipulations are.
Why? I thought he was making much more money than that.
Yeah, I did too, because I thought it was 25 a year.
I mean, whatever it is, he's a guy that whatever it is, he's a guy that they should be going after.
Especially at 15 million now that I know that for sure.
If it's 15, whatever it is that he's making, he's a guy that they should be going after.
I don't think Minnesota sends him across the division like that.
I think they're but they're like the Guardians. They don't think like that.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota and the Guardians have definitely made trades recently. Let's see here.
Let's play under review. If a play under review, it looks like a home run. It's
not a home run though.
It did. It nicked the pole. It did. Look at the umpire. What a great shot they had on TV. Look at the umpire standing right behind Jock Peterson. Foul ball. Wow.
That's a foul ball, man.
Wrong. I did want to say my series prediction was correct for the Seattle game. I said we'd win 2, and we did.
The odds on that so I'm trying to look and see the trades between the two teams.
History of trades between the Twins and the Guardians.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, foul ball, bro.
I swear, hit something.
Hit nothing, man. That was a foul ball. Let's see here.
Almost hit the pesky pole. A pesky pole.
I guess so. They do. Recent swap between the two teams. Ian Hamilton and Sandy Leone was the most recent. But I guess they do not have too many trades in between them. But I feel like I remember the Matt Lawton trade. No, Matt Lawton was the Mets. He had already been traded from Minnesota.
I believe you're correct.
That was the Robbie Alomar trade.
That's where we got Lawton.
Yeah.
Minnesota, New York Mets. Yep, Cleveland. 3 years here.
Man, what a disappointment he was.
Yeah. Traded by the Indians to the Pirates for Arthur Rhodes.
What, 05, right?
04.
04 for Arthur Rhodes?
Yeah. Like you said 2001, we got the Mets, got him from the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
Danny Peoples. Remember Danny Peoples? Berto Alomar. Mike Baksick. And who did we get? Earl Snyder, Billy Traber, Alex Escobar, Jared Riggin, and Matt Lawton. Jeez.
Yeah, and Traber was a left-handed pitcher we thought was going to be something that wasn't.
Yes.
And then Escobar was a right-handed outfielder that we thought was going to have power. And that
Peoples, too, I believe, was a fast, speedy outfielder.
Peoples, I thought was he, or was he a first baseman?
He was.
Danny Peoples?
Yeah, it's loading, but.
No, he was a bullpen arm.
He was? Oh.
Was he? I don't know. Wait, now it's saying bullpen.
First base, left field.
Yeah, first baseman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he was supposed to have power and didn't.
Yeah.
All right, and Josh Jung hits the home run that Jock Peterson had called back.
Yep. Ball don't lie. Yeah, in 2000 in Buffalo, it was a AAA team back at the time. People's 21 home runs, 74 RBIs. At age 25, and then after that, his next season, he never even made it here. Never saw.
Mm-mm. He was kind of like the Ryan Garco ilk.
Yeah, we got some stuff out of Ryan Garco though, right?
I mean, I think he hit 20 home runs one time.
Garco, yeah,
yeah.
Think so.
And then I think he played for San Francisco afterwards.
He just looks like he had a short career, 5-year career.
Mm-hmm.
6-year. Yeah, put up 21 homers here in the 07 season, and that was the year that they lost to the Red Sox, right?
Yeah, in the ALCS.
Yeah, that was a tough one. That was a heartbreaker.
Yeah, it was rough, man. All right, so we're going to the bottom of the 8th here with the Guards down 4-2. And so this is once again where we're saying that, this is where they need to get deeper, man. So if we're looking at so let's we'll stop looking at, guys in the AL. So, we're not talking about maybe trying to take, people from Minnesota and those sorts of things. Maybe
Okay.
we'll look at, we'll look at some NL guys.
Okay.
So
teams that might be selling. I mean, the Mets might be sellers, right?
Yeah. So if we're looking in the National League, right, looking at some of their top hitters who might be on some teams that could be moving guys. For example, taking a look at, now he's young, right? So I don't know that they would move him, but TJ Rumfeld and their first baseman over there is having a heck of a year, right? 294, 12 home runs, 45 RBIs. Thing is that Colorado just doesn't have a lot going on.
No.
So Colorado might be a guy that you can take some guys from.
TJ Rumfeld, yeah.
Troy Johnston, he's an outfielder that doesn't have a lot of power, but he's hitting 312 with an 813 OPS.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy that might look good in your outfield that, just a little bit of spark, a little bit of bat out there. There's a guy out there that plays for Colorado that has intrigued me since we traded him away.
Tyler Freeman.
What's that?
I buried the lead. Tyler Freeman.
No, not him. I have no interest in Tyler Friedman.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's there, but yeah, we've seen that already.
Not him. Willie Castro. Willie Castro plays every position on the diamond. He's a switch hitter, and he has a bat, and he always has. He's with Colorado right now. He's pretty much playing second base, but he's got a bat. He's not a slugger, but he'll hit 260, 270. He can hit 15 home runs. He usually has an OPS around 730 to 760, somewhere right around there. I mean, he is, you're looking for like your super sub. That's who that guy is. We traded him over to Detroit for, I think, Leonis Martin, maybe, the center fielder back in 2019. I want to say he was in like AA around that time. And he would fit what we're doing here.
Right.
He had a bad year in Chicago last year, but if you go look at him, go look at his stuff, man. He has a career OPS of 701, right? Being kind of a part-time player.
Right.
He's, I don't know, man.
He had a $6.4 million contract for this year and next, which isn't terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I like his numbers. He definitely would be an upgrade probably to Schneemann. Schneemann's defense seems to be pretty solid, but hitting wise, he's so streaky.
Yeah, I don't think you're trying to get Schneemann anywhere, but you're just trying to get deeper.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. Look at the lineup that we have here today.
Yeah.
Let's see it. Let's pull this up here. Give me 1 second here. Like pull up the Guardians lineup. All right, so we got Steven Kwan with a single. No outs. So, I mean, look, so we could put him in, maybe Engel is not playing if he's there.
Right.
Watson right now is your cleanup hitter. Arias is at third base. I'm sorry, Arias did not hit a home run. I thought that it was Manzardo hit the home run, but they were showing a replay.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday. But Arias is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. So and Schneemann he's got 2 hits today, but he's your shortstop. So maybe Schneemann could have been playing third base today, and Castro could have been playing shortstop.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be better upgrade over Arias for sure. I think he's the one to go.
Yeah, there's plenty of places here, that you could have, had him. Maybe O'Neal Cruz over in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
There's guys that I think could be made available to you.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh, they're over 500, but they're, almost 10 games out of first.
Yep.
There's a lot of teams you could be looking at right now. The Diamondbacks have, man, if you could find a way to get Corbin Carroll,
that would be.
But they're a 500 team and they're almost 13 back out. They're 13 out of first place. O'Neal
Cruz, even Brian Reynolds, 31-year-old fielder. He's having such a solid year too.
That's the thing about him though. He has solid years, but he doesn't. I feel like he doesn't have the type of years that he would need to have in order for him to be a Guardian for the money that he makes.
Yeah.
If he comes in here making $16-17 million a year and he hits 230 with 20 home runs, that's not going to cut it here.
Yeah, no, he's owed $15 million for 4 seasons and $20 million. So he's going to be getting paid up till age 36. Not a good option for us contract wise.
He's not. That's no good. That's no good for the Guardians.
Yeah.
Earlier in his career, I think he would have been good, but he's just, the money he's owed versus the production that he's doing is just not. It's just not good for the Guards right now. I don't think.
I would agree. I looked at his numbers. I thought based on the numbers there, but when like I said, you look deeper, he's got a 400 on base percentage and stuff. So I don't know. It's just too much for us.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Yeah.
He's not bad, but I think that just contractually with, we
don't want to be hanging on to that.
For sure. Because if you go back and you just look at his year by year. So let's see here. Give me 1 second here, buddy. I'm bringing up his year by year. So, look, he hit 245 last year, he's had some good years. I just don't see. Hell, go for it, man. I don't care.
You don't see the MVP value. He's 11th in MVP voting in 2021, but that was a far cry, I think, from where his play has been.
For sure. It's been a couple years since he's put up 24 home runs.
So we're throwing Reynolds out. Financially, not a good fit.
Or I'm not totally saying no, but I think I would much rather O'Neal Cruz.
I would rather. I'm saying no. I wouldn't want to be paying the guy $20 million when he's 36.
Yeah,
we're paying him for what he already did.
For sure. Or maybe there's like let's take a look. What's the contract look like for Ryan O'Hearn? He's kind of been he's been a guy that's jumped around, but
he is 14.5 on this season and 14.5 next season.
But he's somebody that you're not locked into long term.
Right. No, that's good. Except you're not paying him until he's 36.
Yep. So maybe and that's somebody that you don't have to maybe give up the prospect value for that you would have to for a Brian Reynolds.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm a bit disappointed in seeing the season that Ozuna's having over there. Really thought he was going to have a much better year.
Yeah. I did too.
Brandon Lowe's having a heck of a year over there. But that would be, but your second base is already, tied up here.
Absolutely. Daniel Espino has entered the game for making his 4th appearance with an 11.57 ERA, 5 strikeouts in 2 1/3 inning.
He's fun to watch pitch. You hope that he can, have the second part of his career for himself.
Yeah. He's striking out a good amount of batters. He just needs to miss bats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. let me ask you this: if you're the Guardians, do you have any interest in like a Rafael Devers?
No, because of the salary. His salary is enormous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like Rafael Devers, but at this point, no. I think they should have been signing. They probably should have signed into that contract.
Yeah. What about like a Casey Schmidt?
No, I love Casey Schmidt. That's the one of them I've been pushing for.
Yeah.
He's very flexible, plays almost every infield position. I mean,
he's an outfielder.
Yeah, I thought he was more of a utility guy. He's just an outfielder.
Well, I don't know. They have him listed here as a left fielder.
Yeah.
He's leading the Giants with 16 home runs right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, I mean, I think he's definitely, listen, any guy that has right-handed power and can lengthen that lineup is somebody that I'm interested in. You know, just watching this game right now just says to me that they need depth.
Yeah.
You know,
Schmidt has played 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So he's played every infield position in left field.
Okay.
This season. So he's like a super utility guy. That would be on base percentage is a little low for my liking. Strikes out 61 times to 7 walks.
Mm-hmm.
But we need power.
For sure.
That would be definitely an upgrade, I believe, to our power. And if you played left field to get Quan out of there, Quan a break.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and Quan's playing a little bit of center field too.
Yeah.
You know, but
Khalil Watson, don't they want him in center field at all? Or
I think he's in right field tonight.
Yeah, but do we plan on using him in center at all? Like I swear he was a center fielder in the minors, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think he was, but you know how the Guardians do. They don't play anybody in a single position, especially in the outfield.
I'm just saying it'd be curious to see if they intend to do that, move him to center field eventually.
We'll see. You know, right now, I think they're still trying to figure out what they got going on with Quan here.
Because I mean, DeLauder comes back. You want him in right field, I would think.
Well, DeLauder is back, but he's not playing today.
Yeah,
which is probably
why he DH still.
Say that again.
He DH today. I know he DH'd. I'm pretty sure he DH'd.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, you can look it up though. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll take a look at the Reds roster here.
Cool. Do you know who I would love?
Who is that?
Sal Stewart. They probably would never give him up. It would take a big haul.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's a good player.
This is a rookie, right?
Yeah, he's 22 years old, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be tough. I think tough to get him to part with a guy like that.
For sure. I mean, you got to, you know, we're probably going for guys that are a little older, you know?
Yeah.
Looking at like
well, there's JJ Bleday. Now they had a chance to sign him. He was one of the options I think they had in the offseason. Christopher Morel was another one that I believe was floating around. I'm not really a fan of any of these guys here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm looking here. I don't see anybody there that I like necessarily either. Let's take a look at the Mets here. So this is a team that we were talking about a little earlier.
Now we're just kind of looking for bats here, right? I mean, I definitely think they could use a bullpen arm too.
Well, go ahead and look for him, buddy. So okay. Taking a look here for the Mets. I mean, the thing about sometimes when you have these bad teams is they don't have any good players, you know? That's why they're bad.
Thanks for joining us, Kevin. Go Guards.
That's right. Let's go Guard, Kev. Kevin, is there anybody out there that you want to see the Guardians try and go get to lengthen this team out, whether it's in offense or, you know, in the bullpen? You know, right now I'm taking a look at the Mets roster to kind of see who we have going on here. You know, it just there's not really too many guys here on the Mets even that I think could help the Guardians out.
No, Benj and Ewing are both rookies, I believe. I don't think they would move those guys, especially if they're trying to cut salary, which I would think they'd have to. Whoever they need to win this game, he's got to bet. He's betted on them, yeah.
Yeah, well, dude, did you bet on Engel throwing the ball into the left field with 2 outs?
Was that a prop bet? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I throws ball in the stands with two outs.
Dude, that was
brutal.
I'm telling you, I would have pulled him out of the game. That's just like that sort of stuff is just done it. In Little League, man, dads would have pulled us out of the game for that. You live betted them down 4-2. You're hardcore, man.
Yeah, that's all right. We're pulling for you.
Yeah, man. We're definitely rooting for you. So let's see. Who do we need them to trade for here to come in?
Who can walk in the door and
see. So let's see. I'm gonna see who I can try and get here for you to win the game here. All right, maybe Joe. What about a Joe Adell? You think if we traded for Joe Adell right now, would Joe Adell come in and win the game for you, Kevin? What do you guys think over there on YouTube? Yep. All right, we got Joe Adell.
Yeah, Joe Adell is one that would be nice. I would like him. He just said whoever. You don't.
You don't care, man. Yeah, Joe Adell would look nice, man.
Just
Mike Trout.
Mike
Trout would look great in any other uniform but an Angel.
We talked about this on the show last week. Yeah, that was how poor guys got 12 at bats in the playoffs. One hit, for sure. A home run.
Kevin, are you gonna prop bet the Jim Thome trade?
Or even better yet, are you gonna prop bet that we draft Landon Thome? His son is in the draft this year.
Bet $5 to win $5,000 on getting Jim Thome back into a Cleveland uniform.
If you got his son, it's kind of like a LeBron deal, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Draft junior, and dad's like, I don't want to play with my son. He was on TV the other day. He's huge still. Thome's huge.
Jim?
Yeah.
All we need is a DH too.
Yeah.
How do you get prop bets on there? Kevin, can you suggest a prop bet to get on there? So I'll take Omar back too, man. Listen,
Carlos.
we had Carlos on here a couple of weeks ago. We're going to be down at Shenanigans on August 1st with Carlos. We'll talk to him about maybe seeing if we can get Vizquel back up here as shortstop. We'll get the gang back together. I bet you Albert could still hit a home run or two.
The 90s reunion team.
Do you consider Juan Gonzalez an Indian? I don't.
No.
I don't. He was here. He had one good year here, and then when he came back, he wasn't anything like that. I don't consider him really a Cleveland Indian. He's not like part of that.
Well, guys like Dave Winfield either. I mean, he was here such a short time, and he had such a good career. Harold Baines, I would never,
I resent Harold Baines because there was that playoff run that he was here, and Manny Ramirez changed his batting stances that playoff run to try and hit like Harold Baines. You remember? And he had like a horrible playoff.
Yeah.
It was like 98 or 99. So I guess I don't resent Harold Baines, but Harold Baines was not a net positive for that.
No. I almost forget sometimes he's here. There's a lot of guys you forget were here.
Jack Morris. Jack McDowell. John Smiley.
Is he the one who did not break his arm?
Yeah. In the bullpen.
Yep. That was a heartbreak.
Yeah. There was a couple guys that we got from the Reds during that time. Of course, you remember Dave Burba.
Yeah.
We traded the mayor for him.
Who's the mayor?
Sean Casey.
Sean Casey, yes. Eesh. Casey, I think, went on to lead the league in batting.
He did. He was a hell of a player. I think Gold Glove first baseman.
And wasn't he dating somebody we know's
sister? Yeah, he was dating Jeremy. So he was dating your cousin's prom date sister.
Yes.
So Kevin, so you're from Boston. Are you a Red Sox fan, or how did you end up in all of this here, being from Boston, man? Because I don't know how you ended up in all of this and making this bet here, because it does not look good for you right now. Looks like you're going to lose that 30 or 40 bucks that you did. You're a Red Sox fan. So you probably remember then that I think it was against the Red Sox that the playoffs were where Manny Ramirez was trying to hit like a Harold Baines. You're a degenerate gambler. We're all degenerate something, man.
Absolutely.
We're all a degenerate something, dude. All right, and it's a ground ball down the left field line, and it is foul. It is a 3-2 count. David Fry is still there. Yeah, dude, Manny was great. I don't know if Manny, I don't know if, I'm pretty sure Manny did a lot of the Manny being Manny things in Boston like he did for you guys, you know, but on his first ever major league hit here in Cleveland, he hit a ground rule double, and he thought it was a home run. And so there's video of him trotting around the bases, you know, thinking that it was a home run and then having to pull him back over to second. So it was, you know, pretty funny thing. Manny was something else, man. I, you know, it's really because of Manny that I don't think that steroids should have been like, I don't think that's, I think guys that did steroids should be in the Hall of Fame, man. I'll just say that, you know,
you
Manny
are pro
Ramirez.
Steroid.
What's that?
You are pro steroid.
I'm pro steroids, man. I think Manny Ramirez is you know, him and Albert Bell are the two greatest right-handed hitters of all time. There's nobody that can touch those guys, and they should be in the Hall of Fame. You know, Manny Ramirez was just nobody had a swing like him. And I don't care. I don't care at what point in his career he took steroids. There was nobody like Manny Ramirez.
No, right. To have these characters not in the game, especially when baseball is honestly a game that was built upon cheating.
For sure.
All the way back to the 1890s. That's pretty much what it was. It was a gambling setup so they could fleece people.
Yeah.
And when in the Black Sox, was it the Black Sox or the White Sox, whatever? The White Sox,
but they called them the Black Sox, 1919.
Yep. Yeah, they took the fall. They took the fall in that era, but it probably was happening everywhere.
For sure.
Stealing money from Kevin's great grandfather.
So you want to hear the worst part of this bet? He put 260 on. Oh, dude, Kevin, buddy, you're betting on the WNBA.
Yeah, that could be.
Come on, man. All right, it's a final, buddy. I'm sorry that you lost. The Guardians have lost 4-2 to the Texas Rangers. So, you know, it seems as though that Cooper Engel play where he threw the ball into the outfield with 2 outs, allowing the runner from second, was not the deciding play, but that was the go-ahead run.
Could have shifted momentum. It could have. Who knows what the momentum felt like in the dugout after that coming back in.
For sure.
Manny Ramirez did. Manny Ramirez has done that before too, didn't he?
Manny Ramirez has done that. Manny Ramirez has gone into the. I think he did this in Boston, buddy, where he went into the
he went back and got it.
Well, no. He went. That's how he went into the behind the fence and took a dump, and then almost didn't make it back in time during a pitching change. You know,
no, I think
Manny was known for taking his teammates' jockey straps and wearing them. You know, Manny was good, man. Wearing people's socks, Manny. You know,
Manny
and they
didn't care, man. It was Manny's world. We were just living in it
for sure. You know, but Manny is also like, you know, he was also pretty responsible for the 2016 Cubs. You know, for their hitting development. You know, those guys that came up and, you know, Kyle Schwarber and all those guys, that was Manny, you know, and Schwarber's still mashing.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that Manny, you know, Manny doesn't get his flowers. I would love to see Manny back with this organization. I think Manny is definitely a guy that needs to be in baseball.
I believe Albert Bell, I know you're talking about Manny, but I believe Albert Bell has been recently, there's recently been stories about him coming back in some aspect. I don't know how true they were. If it was just clickbait, but Manny, Tomey, and Bell to have the 3 sluggers back here coaching, doing whatever. I mean, Kluber's hanging out in the dugout. Throw these guys down there.
Yeah, I mean, I know Kluber's doing some broadcasting.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you very much for joining us. The game is over here. The Guardians have gone down 4-2 to the Texas Rangers. We're going to wrap it up here. We want to thank everybody for joining us. Make sure that you like and subscribe. We will be back here Thursday morning. We'll say we'll be here, we'll come back about 9:30, and we'll be doing a Guards Mania. We want to thank everybody for joining us. Make sure to shout out to our sponsors. We're going to be announcing a live Guards Mania at Dick's House of Sport in Strongsville here in a couple days as well. We'll be announcing that date here shortly. Make sure to check them out. They are at 17271 South Park Center, Strongsville, Ohio. Also, check out Doug White Allstate Agency, Rust Belt Automotive, and Diesel. Cleveland Ketchup. Make sure that you are using code Bearded for 10% off. Bearded Bastards Barbecue Sauce. Use code Bearded as well for that for 15% off. Rest and Renew Counseling. Contact Jennifer 216-815-1728.
Rest and renew.
And then the coolest thing, this is like my favorite part. This is my favorite sponsorship. So we are also now sponsored by Kozar Wellness.
Oh, wow.
So this is cool. And it's not only is it cool because it's Bernie, right? But I'm also doing this because I want to pull up. We have a promo code. This promo code gets you 10% off. It's TUSCAB10, TUSCAB 10. You get that by going to Kozar Wellness. So go check out this product. But this is a product that I use every day. Show it right here.
Yes, I've been using mine every day too. What do you have? The Focus?
This is the Focus.
Yes, I've been using Focus and Calm.
Yep. So I use this every day while I'm working. These are like essential oils. They smell good, and they help me focus throughout the day while I'm selling pet insurance. So
I believe they're all natural, right?
Yeah, so they're all natural. They're K19 inhalers. They're basically it's portable aromatherapy. So check out Kozar Wellness, TUSCAB 10, TUSCAB 10 to get 10% off. And other than that, man, we will see you on Thursday morning.
Thursday. Looking forward to it.
Bye, guys.
Go Guards.
Go Guards.